Yellow Rabbit in Broomhill by Spooner Road and Crookes Road. It's Sunday the 31st of May. I'm having a walkabout in Crookes today. Going to walk all the way up to the end of the shops and then back again on the other side of the road. Having done Walkley last week, the adjoining area, which has lots of shops and things, is of interest. So we're walking up the road just known as Crookes, where the 52 bus goes. In fact, there's no shops until we get round the next bend, I think, where the pub is, so we'll pick it up there. Some nice properties on the way up to Crookes, actually. Wonderful period houses. Equally beautiful bus shelter. I've not actually walked around Crookes for quite a while, so I can't remember what the shops are like. I'm sure there's a coffee shop somewhere. Very popular area with students, this. And if you're bus spotting, that's a number 52 to Hillsborough. I just know you wanted to know that. Yeah, some really lovely old houses. All divided up into flats, of course. Well, it is student land to some extent. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. It's like a country cottage. Wow. And you wouldn't believe it's just off a main road like this. Crookes Road. Oh, there's history in this area. Well, there's history in any area, really, if you look for it. A beautiful vista ruined by a 5G phone mast. Doesn't it fit in with the history? That won't be there in 20, 30 years. We'll have moved on from 5G technology. But those old houses may still be here. Some things change faster than others. It's a Sunday morning, it's just gone 11 AM. Not too hot. Warm enough to be out in a vest top. Hawthorne Mews. I remember these being built, actually. They've not been here that long. Just going up to the old Grindstone pub there on the left. Been there a few times. Not for ages though. The old Grindstone. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Well, I had breakfast this morning at the Francis Newton. Otherwise might have wanted to try it. Hello, Jack. Oh, there's a quiz on tonight if you're watching this, but this will only be going out as a video about 2 weeks after I film it, so you may miss the quiz. Oh, the smell food. Indonesian authentic Asian taste. I can definitely smell it. It's nice. Oh yeah, it's a nice smell. So we're continuing up Crookes Road. I think it's called, it might just be called Crookes, this road, as opposed to Crookes Road. And we're opposite the street with no name. What's that? It's overgrown. It's Overgrown Street, S10. Now Crookes of course runs kind of parallel to Walkley, but further up the hill. Walkley is built halfway up a slope. Crookes is kind of right at the top. It sort of goes up and over the top of the hill, Crookes. But it's sort of similar to Walkley. Lots of back-to-back terraces at one point. Very strong kind of community feel like Walkley. I'm trying to remember if I can remember any of the original shops at Crookes when I used to live at Walkley in the mid-late 80s and early 90s, because I did come up to Crookes a fair few times. I remember the Noah's Ark pub. Yeah. We'll see that close up when I walk back on the other side of the road. What's this? St.Thomas? Crookes? Looks like an old original church in the background there with the clock tower, and then a kind of modern part in front of it. Unless they are two separate churches. I never knew there was a church with a clock tower in Crookes. You know, if you really open your eyes and start looking, you see stuff. Oh, this is an original building. Oh yeah, this has been here a while. If we were walking up here 100 years ago, this would still be here. So Carson Road, junction with Crookes, S10. Oop, it says, should really look where I'm going. Oh, there was a pub down here. Is this pub still here? The Masons. I remember going in here. Looks like it might still be a pub. I don't know. Yeah, cast, craft, music, events. Still a pub. it's closed, but then it's only 11 on a Sunday. So the Masons, yeah. That wasn't one of my favourite pubs when I lived in this area. So I only went in a handful of times. Brick Street, S10. Another old building. Now I drive up through Crookes on a regular basis, but I very rarely stop for a walk around. And this is Wesley Hall, the Methodist church. Wesley Hall. Ooh. Imposing big entrance. Oh, come and join us for free tea, coffee and toast. When's that? The kettle's on every Thursday. Do you know what? Next Thursday I'm going to be down here for some free coffee and some toast. You talked me into it. So continuing our walkabout up, this is one side of Crookes, then it flattens out at the top, then it goes down towards Walkley and Hillsborough the other side. We'll follow it as far as the shops and then we'll turn back and do the other side of the road. Lots of flats here. Now these look, they were probably built in the, I would say, late 60s, early 70s time. Not sure. There's another pub up here called The Ball. Again, I remember that being there in the 80s. Went in there a few times. There was an uphill walk from where I lived in Walkley, so it wasn't that regular. But just occasionally we went for a pub crawl around Crookes, and this was one that was on the list. I forget which brewery owned this. Was it a Tetley pub? I might be wrong. Back in the days in the 80s when breweries owned kind of 99% of pubs, you'd have Tetley houses, you'd have Stones, Bass and Stones houses, you'd have Ward's houses and Whitbread houses. But anyway, that's The Ball. It's a long time since I've been in there. It's got to be probably 11-12 years since I went to a pub around here now. Urban Pitta. Oh, that was in the... That opened recently. There was a big promo campaign for it and a massive queue. Still open, so it must be doing okay. Mulehouse Road, junction with Crookes. There was a petrol station there, but that's just turned into a MOT place, I think. At
least then it will cut off like 20 minutes.
We're over there, that's Sainsbury's. As you can tell from the front, that used to be a cinema. That was a cinema in Crookes. But we're going back a long way. It's still got the original frontage. Get a little street art here. We're going into the fashionable part. Some coffee shops and cafes in this part. It's got its own little community. Stannington View Road. If we go up there, we probably get a view of Stannington, but I'm not going to walk up there. Let's stick with the retail area for the moment. As I said, this is the bit with cafes and coffee shops. It's kind of, I don't know if I would say more upmarket than Walkley. I don't know if that's the right term, but it has a different feeling to it. Lots of little cafes with people sat outside. Didn't get that at Walkley. I think it was Bank Holiday Monday when I was there. It was very, very hot, and I don't remember seeing people sat outside. 2 Sheds Beerhouse. Well, this will be a micro pub, won't it? They didn't have micro pubs when I lived around here. In fact, that might have been a restaurant back in the day. Wine shop and bar. Oh, this used to be a charity shop only a couple of years ago, so I remember going in it. It's now a wine shop and bar. Wow. Cafe and deli, another little street cafe. We could be in Paris, couldn't we? Do you think? Paris. And then you get quality fish and chips. I never understand why fish and chip shops never open on a Sunday anywhere. They just don't. So we're right at the top of Crookes now, on its apex. It starts to go down towards Walkley shortly. St. Luke's, that used to be a petrol station, used it many times. Stothard Road, S10. Oh, some street art there. Oh, I like that. Paintings of shops. That's very, very clever. The open for business. Oh, I like that. What an amazing piece of street art. I've never seen that before. Painted windows and what might have actually been an original door at one point. Clever. St. Luke's charity shop. Oh, that wasn't there back in the day. That was a horse shop. Horse and rider or something, I seem to remember. Traditional Turkish barber. I'm not having a haircut today, I don't think. I'm not having a haircut ever. Right, we just get down here to the last few shops, and then that's pretty much it for Crookes retail area. Netherfield Road, S10. There was an Indian restaurant down here somewhere, and a record shop, I remember, in the 80s. I don't remember exactly where that was. It's a record shop somewhere along here. Little China. Ah, Jafflong, Indian restaurant and takeaway. Yes, I remember that. Except it had a different name in the 80s. Yes, it was called something else. Wesley Road. So yeah, there was a second-hand record shop down here I used to use a lot, probably in the early 90s. It was either just one of these houses here, or it was further up, just on the left, which we bought past. Anyway, we're running out of shops now. We're at Longfield Road, S10. Opposite Marsh Auto Parts. I have been there many times. Spare parts for my classic Ford. And here's an old church. Let's take a quick look at this. What's this one? And then we'll walk back over the top. Does it have a name? Used to be so many churches at one time. They're everywhere. I don't know what name it is. Oh, I don't think it's a church anymore. Northfield Avenue. No, I think it's been turned into apartments by the looks of it. Oh well. So, no more shops down there. There's a petrol station just down there on the right. And then we sort of swing round towards Walkley. If you haven't seen the Walkley episode, take a look at it. That was in 2 parts, I think. In fact, this one might span 2 parts. Western Road, junction with Crookes. I'm also doing Broomhill in this walkabout. Probably not doing that today. But we are walking back to Broomhill. Because that's where I'm parked, Cobden View Road. Now, if my memory serves me correct, there was a pub down there that was called the Cobden View. Somebody comment, I don't know if it's still there or not. The Cobden View pub was definitely down there somewhere. I'll have to look that up. Maybe that no longer exists. Like quite a few other pubs around Walkley. I'm wondering what was here actually. This looks like it's a construction site, so something must have been cleared. So what was this? Yeah, there would have been something here. I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was a pub. No, the Ball. There's a pub called the Ball. Is it called the Ball? No, there's another one down here on the left, which I can see. I can't remember what it's called. It turned into a pizza place for a while. What was it? Big charity shop there. Oh, I so want to go and have a look around, but I get too distracted if I go in charity shops. End up buying all kinds of stuff that I never really needed. I wonder if they've got any old cuckoo clocks though. I'm always on the lookout for old second-hand Black Forest cuckoo clocks. There you go, another of my little quirks revealed. Another little cafe there on Springvale Road. Traditional quarter cheese cafe and patisserie. Oh, the Punch Bowl, that's the name of this pub. Yeah. I think it changed its name briefly a few years back when it became some kind of pizza restaurant. Now it's back as the Punch Bowl pub. Interesting building.